Oh, what's on the docket today? I'm so tired, you guys. I've been like cleaning up because I want to cook some stuff and I feel dead. Anyway, this one, this one, this one. Former Sharon Hill police officer charged with rape, sexual assault. And I was thinking, gosh, on Judy or something, but I don't know. So Tyler Humphrey is accused of sexually assaulting three child victims from 2014 to 2022. A now former officer in Delaware County who once worked as a school resource officer is facing disturbing charges involving the sexual assault of minors. The allegations date back nearly a decade. Tyler Humphreys, 21, is accused of forcing 9-year-old boy to perform sex acts on him when he was reportedly 12 years old at the time. So I'm guessing, I mean, the way I read it, I was like, he was 12 and then he sexually assaulted a 9-year-old boy. And he's 21 now. Let me see. Yeah, he looks like that. You know, he looks like the football guy. He looks like the typical football jock, doesn't he? Does to me. The typical bully. Okay, so investigators say sexual assaults went on for 4 years, starting in 2014 in East Whiteland Township. Then in December 2022, in Charlestown Township, detectives say Humphreys gave a 15-year-old girl alcohol and waited until she was intoxicated and unconscious to rape her, according to authorities. Didn't we all have this? I mean, I know I did. So around the same time last year, Humphreys allegedly gave a 19-year-old girl an excessive amount of over-the-counter drugs and sexually assaulted her while she was sleeping. Him choosing to be an officer makes so much sense in this case. The victim told police that the suspect also assaulted her several times from 2014 to 2018. He's like on all these kids, dude. According to the affidavit, the victim told police that she was 11 years old when Humphreys started inappropriately touching her. Humphreys was 12 at the time of the first assault. Okay, yes. And for some reason, Christians think that this isn't going on. Like I said, there was weird things going on at age 6, with 6 and 7, in school, that there was some stuff. So, yeah. But you really got to question, like, what the hell in his family, right? This is probably the one that's like, we come from a wholesome Christian family. And, this is never say rape. Never, never. Yeah, because we don't want to get busted. And how dare you say anything negative? We're protected by California and we can commit all these hate crimes and promote rape. Humphreys also worked part time for Fullcroft Police. Like, how many? What's these department? Okay, and was recently a school resource officer at Academy Park High School in Sharon Hill. Yeah, that would be his choice of job. Let's go work at a school. Sharon Hill Police Chief Richard Herron released the statement to Action News. It's going to be something like, he does not hold our value. Some bullshit. Former police officer Tyler Humphreys has been terminated from Sharon Hill Police Department. All of the alleged allegations occurred prior to his employment with the Sharon Hill Police Department. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. Can you explain your high standards of hiring? Because we already know. Unless you're, I mean, you have to be a rapist to be a cop. So, I mean, he fits your bill. With all the questionnaires, do you hate women? Yes. Do you think of people as objects? Yes. Are you a sociopath? Hired. Pretty much. I mean, if I could stay here all day long and pull them out, I mean, why are you having a problem? Detectives have obtained physical and digital evidence corroborating the victim and witness statements. Humphreys has been charged with rape of a child, statutory sexual assault, aggravated indecent assault, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, and other related offenses. Anybody with information should contact the Chester Molester County DA's office. There you go. I just thought I'd bring it up because it's kind of interesting, because it's something that started when the ages is what we're talking about, you guys. the age thing. He's a sociopath. He's just through and through a sociopath. Can we ask, like, where his parents are and, like, what the hell here? Because it's kind of a Josh Duggar thing. It's a Josh Duggar. I need more information on these guys. Like, I know, like, we know their story and we know, like, a little bit of how that came about. Because they massively abused them. They were talking about how they hold the kids down and did all this stuff, and they were doing the old fashioned, like, we basically sexually assault our kids thing. Then enabled it, and he's like a full blown socio. This one is probably the similar same thing, but I want to see it, you know? Why isn't his parents in trouble? See, this is how I look at it. It's like, if you're a minor, you're not an adult yet, that you should go down along with your parents, dude. Like, that's just it. Because generally, kids don't do stuff like that unless there's neglect and some other things going on. I mean, it's just part of that thing. I told you they were tricking girls all in school. It was totally horrible. I laughed when that guy stabbed himself in the leg with a pencil. Oh my God. He so deserved it. He so deserved it. I was just like, you would be hot. Okay, I swear to, it was like fifth grade, so you would have been like 9 years old, 9, 10. Well, for some people, 10. It was like 9 for me. And he's like, yeah, you would be so hot if you weren't fat. And then he just like wanted to stab me. I was like, I don't know what the hell. And then he like air did it. Like he went to like go at me, but then like not really. And then it went right back into his leg. I was like, ah. It was funny as hell, dude. Then he had to go get it removed at the doctor's. I guess he said he got lead poisoning or could have got lead poisoning. Something weird. He's like, I wasn't really trying to stab you. I was like, well, you shouldn't even have been pretending. He was sitting there, you know what he did? He was sitting there watching me and he was saying this crap and he was sharpening the pencil and he kept sharpening it and sharpening it. And I was like, what the hell? And then he goes up like he's gonna stab me and he just went, phew, and it went right into his leg. And I think that kid then later joined the football team. Yeah. But he wasn't one of the bullies, actually, believe it or not. But I wouldn't trust him for the life of me. No, not for the life of me. In fact, there was a weird, nah, we won't even get into it, but that's it. So 2014 is the year that I actually did those investigations because of this conduct here from a bunch of men. And government was totally down and fine with it. And as you see, they hired this guy. Another thing that was going on then, because Christians were promoting this, do you guys recall Pat Robertson when he did that segment? And it was probably around that time too, because I was watching a lot of the right wing watch stuff where, you know, I don't know, they were doing clip things and some other people were doing some stuff. And he basically said that this conduct is normal, it's just curiosity. Which basically kind of just stated that he did that stuff and it's no big deal, or that somebody did it to him and it was he just brushed it off because he got molested. And they didn't even consider uh what they consider now rape on men as rape at that time period. I forget when they changed the thing, but it was somewhere around that period of time where they added some additions to it. And then which when they added those additions, those same additions should have applied to women as well, where technically a penetration doesn't need to really be had. It's like just even groping and things like that should be taken far more seriously too. But you know, as kids, all the men were doing that. And then, oh, I should end this with the Oprah thing and Drew Barrymore. Okay, like this conduct, okay? We're not saying she should get arrested for this, but it is definitely bad, okay? And I noticed with her, because the most that we know of her is that her childhood was totally whack and it was really bad, and she didn't have any parental guidance, and she's gonna have a lot of problems, right? But she's a cute actress. I loved her movie. She's been great. But one thing that came up a while back, I was like, I remember this because Rose started doing these like topics, and here's what happened, and this is why I'm going on it now too. So Rose started going after Adam Sandler, and I was like, "Whoa, what's wrong with Adam? You know, Adam's cool, he's funny, you know, I don't know, but he did this bullshit, right?" At the time, like I was thinking, because he put his hand, I guess he had his hand on this girl's knee, right when they're talking, right? And it's such a common thing that all of us have brushed it off, right? And I was thinking of my job. This is where my mindset, right, is at, because I was thinking about my job where those guys kept like trying to rape everybody, right? And like the safe zone is like, keep your hand right there and don't do anything else. It was like that, right? So when I was seeing it, I was like, what? Like, that's the safe zone. I was like, and so basically that'd be like me trying to enable that. I wasn't enabling it. It wasn't that I did it. It was that when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh no, that's when they don't like actually rape you and they keep their hand right there and you know where it's at and they're not doing anything, right? But the truth is they shouldn't be putting their hands anywhere on you. And unless you're consenting to these situations and you're with them or whatever the crap is, right? But nobody should have even been doing that at our job, really. But anyways, this here is kind of conduct like that. So she's no different than the guys at her job that are like handsy all over you, just generally, where they don't care about your boundaries or anything. Regardless if it's your friend. I mean, if it's your friend and you guys are like consenting and all into that and everything, fine. But these are like random guests that are on her show and she's like all over them. And it's a little annoying. Like, I don't know what it is, but and then she also ignored the that one dude that we're not saying his name because he's annoying as shit, and ignored the conduct of him, and then still brought him on. So she just has like this like some issue. She does have some issue. It's just like, what is your problem? Okay, so they're calling her out on it because she's being creepy toucher. And I'm like, that's proper. You should. And you shouldn't double down on it. It's kind of like, you know what? I probably shouldn't be doing that. Look at it. Like, you know, they're on TV. Okay, so actresses and everybody, no one's going to really make a big old scene on TV and be like, Drew, can you get the hell off my body? Because nobody really wants to be mean to her, you know? But yeah, I think it's right to call her out. The worst though is with Oprah. Look at, this is the one that caught everybody's attention. Like she has her arm across her chest and she's like all touching her, all weird and everything. And Oprah's kind of like, eh. And then instead of Oprah saying, see, Oprah's like really good at some bullshit talk, right? And being all kind of nice about it. And then just like tackling the topic. Here, instead, she wants to be like submissive and then enable this conduct. And then, so then it starts to show like these things when, you know, the Harvey Weinstein thing came up. I was like, oh, so did Harvey like go and grab you and just molest you like that? And you're like, you saw no issue with it? I mean, that's really what you're starting to see here with these people instead of it being, oh, they were a totally different person in front of me. No, the fact of the matter is they're that monster person and you're sitting there looking at them and you're like, they're totally fine with me. Yeah, it's these two right here because they both have had these issues with other people in the past where they've said creepy things, done creepy things. I could go on with the Oprah thing with Tupac, him, and then Chris Rock saying stuff with her pal over there. And then who was the other one? Was it Jamie Foxx? Yeah, Jamie Foxx is creepy as hell with, was it Oprah? Those creepy comments is saying sexual things about Oprah, and then she had her man, and then he continued on with it, and then you know Oprah's just like, Oprah did say to stop, and then he didn't stop, and then yeah, that whole thing. That's why I said I go. His story is all kinds of whack too, all of them. So yeah, so then they got called out and she's like, I was not uncomfortable at all. It's like, so what? I should not be the next person to go on there and you, because you enabled it, Drew's gonna get all over me, right? That's what's gonna happen. So you're watching what I've been talking about for decades. Like, I'm like, these women just enable this conduct and I'll go in. Some guy's doing this, right? Let's just put Drew as a guy. Drew's like grabbing all over her and doing this, and then she's fine with it, right? She's like, I'm totally fine with it. I don't have an issue. So then I go in, and then the guy's all over me. I'm like, I know exactly what she did to allow. She allowed it, and she was fine with it, and everything else. And then later she'll come out and go, "Oh yeah, I'm a victim." I was like, "No, wait a minute." So it's totally like this, like scenario, like perfectly. It's like you got called out, so why don't you guys confront it as you should be doing, mostly in the culture topics that we're on today, to combat it, right? Because it's actually not okay. It's like, what the hell? It's kind of creepy and weird, you know? I was like, how handsy is she with everybody? Like, what if you're married, right? And then it's like you're going on there, and I see like her doing it. She did do this watch. It's like weird. Paris is just like off to the side. I mean, she doesn't. I don't even know. Okay, so and that just looks weird, and then that's just weird, and then this is really weird. See how. So she does that, just throws her body up there like that. And then, okay, so here's the thing. So Adam Sandler's the one that got called out originally for that conduct. So her doing it to him and him doing it to her, they're totally down with it, okay? And then going down, to me, it's just weird. Like, it's, kind of desperate. Like I don't know what that's about. That and then giving her a hug. It's like, okay, this one's just really weird. To Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie was hanging out at Nygaard's house. Did you guys know that? Anyways, he was. Okay, so in the Bahamas, I think. So then this, I can't really tell. She's touching her leg, see? But remember, Rose called it out with Adam touching the leg part because I remember that very well because she was not too happy, man. Okay, so then actually I think it was she was talking about the audition thing, and then the leg thing came up. Like there was a combo with things coming up. And it was actually about the first time I even got into a conversation with that or even thought about that. I was just like, oh, that's a safety zone. Like what? I was like, what? Okay, so anyway, Drew's doing it. And that was brought up, was it 2017-ish? Somewhere around there. About 6 years ago, maybe? It was a while ago. So it's not like nobody had this conversation yet. So Drew's like just going at it. Okay, then these are hugs and yeah, so we talked about these like hug things, dude. It's like I always have this happen to me, and it's like out of respect, like I'll do it, but it really pisses me off because I don't like this at all. And so you don't know what everybody's thinking here. So yeah, and I had a lawyer do this, okay, and he was a total predator. So yeah, no. I mean, unless you're like it would have to be totally consensual with people. You know what I mean? It's that thing. I mean, that's more questionable than, I mean, that's one, this one's just weird. I don't know what the hell. It's like, they're having like yoga time. I don't know. It's just, that one's just more awkward. I don't know how they ended up on the floor like that. I need to see like the episode. I just think it's weird. Did she just sit on the floor and then get him to sit like that? Like they're children, right? Drew's probably still stuck at age 15 in her head. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not even kidding. She might be, okay? So then, this one was just kind of like, okay, she's putting perfume on her. So I don't know. I don't really understand. I don't get it. But I guess just because she's touching her. But I don't know what the context is. She's like putting perfume on her. Okay, it says when Michelle Pfeiffer, is that Michelle Pfeiffer? Okay. Appeared on the show to chat about her Henry Rose fragrance line, Drew felt the need to spray the actress with the scent and get a whiff. Oh, she sprayed the actress instead of like herself? That's just weird. Okay, so then Jada and her hug immensely. Yeah, like look how ridiculous she is on the couch though. Drew snuggled up and laid her head on Anne's shoulder. Yeah, like that creepy. You know what it's? Oh my God. The creepy lady that I had to stay with that was basically a sexual predator too, and then she was like sexually molested, and then she was abusing me, that lady. That's what this is kind of the conduct she did. She's like, I really need a hug. I really, and then she's like going in on this thing. No. And I told her, I go, I don't want you to be touching me like that anymore. And then she got ultra pissed off. I don't know if Drew would act like that or not, but they're totally defending their conduct. So she may get offended. Me, if I got called out for this, thankfully I'm not like this person, but I'm just saying, if I got called out for this conduct, I would not double down on it. I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry if I'm doing something and make anybody feel uncomfortable, I will do better. It would be like that type of thing. Instead, both these women, these two women, and Oprah enabled it. Oprah enabled it. She enabled it, dude. That's why I was mad about it. Because it wasn't like, yeah, I don't think that she meant anything wrong by it, but yes, we should start really thinking about our boundaries. Something, you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be totally like mean to her or anything like that. It's having a conversation. Joy didn't have any parents really